This week we have UFC Vegas 105 Emmett taking on Murphy in a 5 round bout at the Apex. We got 13 fights. How many fights we got? We got 13 fights and we're going to be breaking them all down. Before we do, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. We vibing. How you?
Doing well, doing well. Let's get into this card. We have let me see, let me remove this. Is your thing showing? There it is. Cool. Kicking off the card, we have a women's strawweight bout. We have Estela Nunes taking on Luma Lookboonmee. Uh, I'm gonna have to go with Lookboonmee here, man. I think she's just overall the better striker and grappler of the two. And that's no disrespect to Estela. You know, they both have a Muay Thai background. Um, she trains at AT&T. She's fast. She has good footwork. But I just think, Loma, I like her Muay Thai a little better. She incorporates kicks, knees, or movement. She's comfortable in the clinch, and she's showing improvement towards her grappling and being undersized. I don't think it's going to be an issue here. I think she's going to get it done. And Nunes, she kind of tends to gas. She has good first rounds, and then the second, the third, I think Loma's going to pull away.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say, I mean, look, the reach isn't that bad. It's the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, for all Loma's fight, she's been undersized, and even like her last fight against what do you call it, Brazil. Brazil looked massive, and I think it's just she's an atom weight fighter.
Yeah.
Um, I just like her aggressiveness, her demeanor. Nunes is coming off has only won one out of her last four fights.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no sense for the kill. So yeah, she will bring a well, yeah, it's and I like fighters with reach, but she's very tentative. I don't see how she gets
Mm-hmm.
it done. We're gonna go with Loma. I'm just trying to picture in a perfect world how. I don't think so, man. Unless Loma's coming in with an injury, Loma should take this. She's and one of the things I've noticed research, there's no odds. So we're going into this without knowing who's the favorite. So
Yeah, there is odds actually. There is. There
no, but
is.
not on the when I went through all of them, it didn't have
I think
the
she's a
underdog favorite.
I think she's a massive favorite right now, unless they took it down. No, she's minus 752 on the sports books.
Shit. No, no, as in the sports was, yeah, but in topology, it's good that we kind of do our research without seeing who's the dog, because sometimes you get a little bit of
Hmm.
preference. Um, minus 750. I mean, the four losses and the tentativeness. I don't know how Nunes gets it done. I have a
Yeah.
hard time thinking she's gonna jab away. It's just Loma's too good with the kicks.
Yeah, I think Loma's gonna win via decision here. Be careful parlaying it if it's a big piece if you're confident in that, but I would stay away from it. The odds are a little too far.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up we have Vanessa Demopoulos taking on Talita Alencar. Alencar. How do you say that? Alencar? Alencar?
Alencar, yeah. Brazil?
Yeah.
Brazil.
You basically have two girls who are comfortable on the mat, right? They're comfortable on the mat. They both have good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Obviously, Talita is the better of the two when it comes to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. She has multiple world titles. Um, she's good on the ground as well. I mean, she has that ground and pound. She looks for submissions. She looks to inflict damage and control you. However, I think this fight, the differentiating factor is going to be the striking and the footwork. And I think that's where Vanessa is a lot better, in my opinion. I think she has nice boxing. She uses that to close the distance, get in the clinch, and secure takedowns. And she also likes to, get busy on the ground as well. She doesn't just lie there and, get dominated. I think Vanessa's gonna do enough to keep this fight standing, and I think she's gonna pull away here. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with Vanessa.
yeah, and I like Vanessa striking. Like she against her fight against who was it? Ducat. She presses forward, right? Like she presses forward. She's
Hmm.
not afraid of a jab. Um, we were talking about that with Nunes hesitancy, right? I don't think it's an issue with Vanessa Talita. Um, I mean, look, she fought a very good fighter with Luciano. Luciano just got her
Hmm.
first loss, I think, a couple weeks ago, right? Like it shocked all of us. Um,
Hughes.
I'm trying to envision a world where it could go to the ground. I just don't. I just think Vanessa would just kind of come up, start boxing again. I don't know if Toledo's able to hold her down. I'm gonna go with get just money line Vanessa. I don't think Toledo. Who
Yeah,
knows,
and
right?
it's interesting because these odds shifted because of I think a lot of it has to do with recency bias. You know, you see Vanessa, she got subbed last time out versus Jacqueline Amarim, and I think people are banking on the fact that she can get subbed again, right? But there was some weirdness that was going on in that fight too. I think she was making some claims. She was
Okay.
inside the glove and whatnot,
So
but
who's the favorite now?
it's even. I think it's minus. Last I checked, well, on the app, on the sports books, you know, the sports books do us dirty, man. Let's see. They try to trap you, man. Over here, let's see. In Vegas, it is minus 120 for Vanessa Demopoulos and minus 110 for Talita.
Oh wow.
The over 2.5 is minus 450. The distance is minus 400. Now the submission props, if you're on the submission props and you think one of them's gonna get the sub, fighter to win inside the distance. Let's see. Fight method of victory. Talita Alencar by submission is plus 725.
That's not a bad bet.
Demopoulos by submission is plus 1200.
No, I
And
don't think we're not.
then
So no.
Talita by decision is plus 125, and Vanessa by decision or technical decision plus 125. Interesting. Interesting 3-round betting. Fighter to win this. Yeah, I think it goes to a decision. I think Jacqueline can get it done, man. Not Jacqueline, I mean Vanessa. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
it'd
think
be
Vanessa.
interesting. I would love to see the weigh-ins just to kind of see how bigger, like
Uh-huh.
in comparison to see how they both look. Because I think Toledo was a little bit undersized in her last match. Yeah, I'm just curious because Vanessa is a big girl. Like even
Oh,
though you,
she's 5'2", 5'2", and 5'1".
yeah, but
Very
even like when it comes to like thickness, like she's a little bit more
Mm,
rounded upper body. That's why like
yeah.
when you pair them up together, it's like we're gonna be able to kind of see it. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, look, Toledo can come in, start
Mhm.
blasting a double leg, trips her down, and maybe get her back. But yeah, like you said, recency, right? Like the last win to, let me see here, to Rihanna Amanda split decision. So she has struggled in the UFC in a way versus like Vanessa has displayed a little bit more output. That being said, it's only been one loss. Yeah, I think it's Vanessa all day. I don't think we have a
Yeah.
respectfully a world champion on our hands here. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Next up, we have Victor Henry taking on Pedro Falcao. Henry last time out lost to Charles Jourdain via submission, and Falcao lost to Victor Hugo via unanimous decision. You know, you look at Falcao; he's a forward pressure grappler who likes to chase submissions. His striking isn't the best, but he's not afraid to engage in these striking exchanges. He does get hit a lot, but he has some decent pop and some power behind his shots. He's resilient. He has been out of the almost his last fight. I want to say it was what 2 years ago, almost. Was it
Uh,
2023?
Pedro, you see, yes.
Yeah, so he's been out of the octagon for almost 2 years. In his last fight, you know, that loss to Victor Hugo, he came in on short notice. I think it was 3 days short notice, and he looked good. Uh, the issue here, though, and I think the reason why he's the dog is one is his inactivity. So we don't see how he's evolved from that fight, right? We don't know what he's worked on, if he looks better, if he's going to have the octagon rust. And then Victor Henry, we kind of know what he brings, right? He has the crisp boxing with the body kicks. He can fight at range. He can move laterally, feint. He can also close the distance and fight in the clinch. His takedown defense isn't that bad as well. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I think Victor Henry should be the favorite. I agree with the odds just based on what I just stated, but like Pedro Falcao can, he could come out with that dog mentality, right, and just fucking surprise us all and improve on the grappling, improve on the striking, and really surprise us with the performance here. But I'm gonna have to go with Victor Henry. He's been active.
Yeah,
I think his striking's a little better. He's gonna outvolume him and outwork him.
yeah, and against his last fight with Henry was Charles Jourdain. It
Mm-hmm.
was interesting how he was submitted. Um, I don't know if it was laziness on his behalf, but he was in that kind of like guillotine position for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like he underestimated the power that Jourdain had. I'm trying to figure out if that was the case, but he can't make that mistake with Falcao. Falcao is good at taking people down. He's aggressive
Yeah.
against his fight, and this was like a year ago. Victor Hugo, he was just going for the takedown. Now it looked like he gassed out a bit. Um, Hugo started kind of peppering up a little bit, But I mean, I'll say this: I'm gonna take a gamble, and I'm gonna go with Falcao.
Yeah,
Just
and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because, like we said, he could be in the fucking gym, right? Like just evolving, and we would never know, right? We would never know.
yeah, Novo and Yao, Jim. They're kind of getting him the grid. I just didn't like what I saw from Victor
Yeah,
Henry in his last fight,
but
right?
also like in that Charles Jourdain fight, that was Charles Jourdain's first like his premier fight in the bantamweight. That was his first fight. He was
That's
coming
a big
down, so he
boy.
was
That's
bigger.
a
He
big
was the
boy.
bigger fighter. He was coming down from featherweight, so you got to take that into consideration as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad with the Pedro Falcao, especially at dog money. If you want to play some sprinkle some money on that, but yeah, I think Victor Henry just based on his activity alone, right, and his more polished striking, I think he gets it done.
Yeah, I just don't like the Rani Yaya like standing TKO. Rani Yaya, respectfully, should have retired
Yeah.
a while ago. So this fight will tell us a lot about where both gentlemen are at. Specifically, Victor Henry. Victor Henry. I mean, he's been the more active fighter, but yeah, the split decision, the TKO. But like again, Falcao is the one. So like, yeah, I like him at a plus 180. I
Hmm.
mean, if I put money, it's going to be a straight money line. It's not going to be a gamble, honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree. Next up, we have a welterweight bout. We have Reese McKee taking on Daniel Frunza. Now, I do like the dog in this fight. I like Reese McKee. Despite him being 0-4 in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, he last lost to Chidi Nzechukwu via unanimous decision. Frunza, on the other end, he's 5-5 in his last 5 bouts, last beating Vadim Kutsier via KO in the Dana White Contender Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I think you look at somebody like McKee, right? And people will probably be quick to count him out because he hasn't won in the promotion. But if you kind of look at it closer, I mean, look at who he's fought, man. I mean, like, look at who this guy has fought. He's fought, let's see, I have the list. He's fought Hamzat Chimaev,
Mhm.
right? I think that was Hamzat Chimaev's debut fight. He's fought Alex Morono. This is 2020 Alex Morono. This isn't the Morono that we've been seeing of late. He fought Angie Lusa and then Chidi Njokwani. And I think when you look at Frunza here, especially in his last fight in the Dana White Contender Series, he slowed down. He did have like moments of slowing down and tiring, and he kind of doesn't have the best technique. He kind of looks for that power shot, right? And I was looking at a lot of his other fights. He kind of is losing the fight until he has that big moment, that counter or that power shot that puts his opponents away. But in his last fight, Coutier knocked him down. Like he got the knockdown, but what happened was he was able to recover. Coutier got tired, and then he finished him off. I think McKee here, like I've mentioned, he's fought the tougher competition. Um, he's never been finished quickly. He's durable. He has nice counters. He throws with volume and throws with pace, and I think that's going to be enough. If he can survive Frunza's power, like in the first round, I think he's going to be able to outstrike him. Have better movement. Throw with more volume, more output. I like McKee here. Just survive the first round, and then as the fight progresses, ramp up. The output and grind Frunza down with cardio and tenacity. So I think
Yeah.
he's going to win the decision here. I got McKee.
Yeah, like you said it best. Like he's faced killers in the UFC. This is his first time facing a non-killer, and one of the things that when it comes to betting, we take
Hmm.
very good observation of the Contender Series, who comes out of there, because
Yeah.
sometimes they balloon them up a little bit more than what they should. This fight isn't ballooned. Like I
Uh-huh.
actually, I am going with McKee at a plus 133. I'll
Nice.
say this, like, shit, like that shitty fight was a hard fight for McKee. Like that is not like Shitty's good at welterweight. He just knocked out the Capoeira.
Yeah, Santos.
Yeah,
Zaleski, I'm sorry, Zaleski.
Zelensky. Yeah, Zelensky, and it's just like, but it also Dos Santos. Yeah, he has like Zaleski,
Yeah, Zaleski dos Santos.
the one Brazilian that uses his two last names, which is cool. But yeah, no, with Shitty, like, look, if he was Chinny, he would have gotten McKee out of there. That wasn't the case. They went to kind of a straight Muay Thai kind of fight, and Shitty had a split decision too. Like even though
Yeah.
Shitty had a split decision, but McKee did very good. with Danielle's, like you said, I just don't like. I'm just not convinced. I'm really
Yeah,
not. I'm
no, I
really not.
agree.
Yeah, this
And
fight.
look and look how they match up. I mean, he's only 29 years young. He's
Yeah,
29 years young. He has the inch advantage, the inch advantage in height, and he has the 5-inch reach advantage. So in order for Frunza to be successful, he's gonna have to really have that, bite down the mouthpiece, get in, and find that counter that he wants, right, to knock him out. But I think he's gonna do well at range.
yeah. I think he's gonna range him outside. Like I said, I think the first round, Danielle starts strong, um, puts him in all
Mhm.
sorts of dangers in a way. But if McKee's able to survive, which he will, I think he picks him apart. The range
Yeah,
is good. The striking is good. Like I like fighters with reach, and
yeah,
McKee. McKee stood with Shitty, man. Shitty is no joke in Muay Thai. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, I think we're both going with McKee.
Yeah, we're both going with the dog here. I like him here. I think a lot of recency bias, and I understand it, right? You're 0-4 in the UFC. Why would you spend money on that? So I get
It's
it. I'm
also
gonna put a I'm
yeah,
gonna put a money line bet on him. I think I
yeah.
think he can get it done.
He's good for a money line. I think for the last couple of fights, except the
Hmm.
first one, they're
Hmm.
good money lines in a way.
Hmm.
Um, and like, look, like I think, and it's interesting because Danielle got the KO, goes into the McKee fight, but he defeated a guy 17-1, so that guy was undefeated. But
Yeah,
that's shit. We know that.
doesn't mean shit. Yeah, you could fight all these cans, right? Look at my favorite
Yeah,
example, as of late is your boy Sekeria. Boy was 10-0, and everybody was licking their lips. Remember?
said Kitty. I'm just interesting. I'm just interested in why they didn't give him more, like because at this rate he should have been a minus, let's say 220, 250, but
Yeah.
it's fairly even. Like that's the thing about it. Like this fight is fairly even at plus 113. I like him in Ireland. I like him at 133. I'm gonna go money line too. I would
Right
just
on.
love to see how the first couple of ones condense, like Vanessa does, and go from
Hmm.
there.
All right. We're both going with the dog and Reese McKee to get it done. Next up, we have, I think, the biggest favorite on the card in Diony Barbosa taking on Diana Belbita.
It's crazy.
Barbosa last lost to Miranda Maverick via unanimous decision. She's looking to bounce back. Belbita last lost to Molly McCann via submission, and we saw Molly McCann retired 2 weeks ago. When you look at both of these women, Belbita, she has a versatile background in kickboxing, judo, and she likes to utilize her kickboxing. She's aggressive. She throws with volume. She doesn't have a lot of power behind her shots, but she stays active. And one of her key vulnerabilities and weaknesses, as we've seen in the past, is her defensive grappling and her ground game. I think that's something that's going to be exploited here. She's going up against Barbosa, whose primary weapon is her grappling. She looks for submissions. She takes you down. She has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that doesn't mean shit. Everybody has a black belt, but she's a legit black belt. She has the ability to control the fight on the ground. Her striking isn't the best, but it's getting better. I think she's gonna win here, man. I think these odds are justified. And one of the things that makes me more confident in Barbosa is I think I saw it on Instagram or I saw it on X, but Belbita is like talking about how she's already like life after the UFC, like what she wants to do. Like I think she wants to open a gym. I forgot what it was on X, but she's like her mind. You know what it reminds me of? Who did Fares Ziam fight? When we picked Ziam when he was the dog. Who did he fight? What was his name?
Oof. Davis.
Yes, Davis, right? Remember I said like this guy's
Davis.
talking about Twitch streaming, he's talking about doing all this, like his mindset is not there. I don't want to make that exact comparison, but that's what kind of like where I'm at with this fight. I think she's gonna go with the motion. I think Barbosa is gonna take her down, submit her. I think this fight's probably gonna finish inside the distance. Uh, I looked at the odds earlier today. Let me read them off to you.
Yeah. I'm watching it
Yes.
now. Plus 625.
Yeah, so it like this is one that let's see. Oh, so Barbosa to win by KO is plus 1,000. I mean, you sprinkle $50, you get $500. She takes her down and does ground and pound. That's perfect. Submission is minus 115 because that's her bread and butter, right? So minus 115. So even the books are acknowledging that she can't get the submission here. The Inside the distance is minus 145. Yeah, man. The under 2.5 is minus 130. So yeah.
Outside,
But
so it has for me a plus 125 fight goes to distance.
if the fight goes the distance, plus
120
125.
plus 125.
Yeah, that's yeah, because it's unlike for this fight to go to the distance. That's why it's a plus 125. I don't think it does. I think Barbosa gets it done. I think she gets a finish here.
Yeah, I mean, look, she lost to Miranda Maverick, which is, I think Miranda's like super aggressive. It's just, she's top 15. She just needs to lock in. That's what
Mhm.
Miranda. And I look at Barbosa and like, so my only question for you is like, is this a strawweight fight or a flyweight fight?
This is
She's also
a
from Canada, eh? Belbita is from Stony Creek is 2 hours from here.
I believe this is flyweight. This is going to be at
So okay, so then Bobita's coming up then from.
I believe so.
Is she? No, she's been. No, is she?
Yeah, yeah. What you're seeing is probably confusing you. I think it's going to be at 125.
Okay. Okay. So who's coming up? Who made the jump or who went down? That's where I'm just a little bit confused right now. Miranda Maverick is okay. Got. I think Miranda Maverick she's a 115. So Barbosa's coming up to flow. This is a flyweight then. Yeah, sorry. I know it has nothing to
Yeah,
do.
it's at flyweight. It's at what I told you. It's at flyweight. It's at 125.
Okay, so Babita is coming up to 125 now. Interesting. Interesting. Like, I mean, a couple different ways to play it. She's not that much bigger though. I am going with Barbosa. Do not get me wrong, but I would just
I don't know why you're trying to convince yourself.
No. It's just sometimes going into a new weight class, it gives certain fighters a rejuvenated, kind of they get rejuvenated. Now I do find like Barbosa just aggressive, but Bita hasn't shown that. So also the losses too, man. The Molly McCann loss, it doesn't age well considering how she's done. She was on the way out, right? That's why I'm just trying to figure out like what is it at 28, like 32. Yeah, we're gonna go with Barbosa. We're not gonna try to think of anything. Also, the Karolina Kovalich loss is not good as well. Karolina fought for the title 7 years ago against Joanna Champion. Like it's so.
All right, we're both going with the favorite in Barbosa to win inside the distance. I think I'm gonna probably put a prop bet out. We'll put them out later on in the week, and we'll have them on X. Make sure you follow us on X. Check those out. Next up, we have a bantamweight bout. Davy Grant taking on Daniel Santos, a shooter box guy. We have Daniel Santos, who is 11-2-0 and 4-5 in their last 5. Last beating Johnny Munoz Jr. via unanimous decision. Davy Grant is 14-7-0 and is 3-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last beating Ramon Tavares via unanimous decision. I think he was the dog in that fight as well. And I think you went with Grant and I went with Tavares. Yeah. And he looked good in that fight, man. He looked good in that fight. And surprised he's the underdog here.
His age, and like he's dealing with another killer. That's the reality of it. But I'll take this one from here, champ. Like Davey has surprised us. Davis has had a resurgence, and when Davey came in, Davey was known as the grappler, as the UK guy grappler. That was in the season of Tough with Michael Bisping. And I gotta say, man, his evolution, he's so game. Like he's
so what?
He's so game. Like
game. Okay, yeah. I thought you said something else. I was like, what did you say?
He's
You're
just
gonna get us canceled, brother.
No, we're not doing that. I just think he's so good. Now he's facing a killer with the Santos, which is also coming for shoot to box.
Can I make a correction real quick? I had said that Pedro Falcao was out for 2 years. I had him confused with Daniel Santos. Pedro Falcao fought last year, so Daniel Santos has been out for 2 years. I got my notes mixed up. I apologize. Okay. But continue. Shoot to box guy.
It's crazy because it's like the Brazilian boys. Like
I got my Brazilians mixed up. I apologize, Brazil.
Is Victor Hugo the blonde one? I think Victor Hugo was the blonde. Anyways, it's all good. I'm gonna go with Davy Grant. I think if they were in the same age group, I think Davey would have gotten the minus money, but they're not. They're probably considering, oh, this guy's 39, coming against the killer. Last time he fought, like he got a good win against Munoz, switched it up, took him down.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Grant, man. I like his demeanor, I like his style. I will be putting a money line on Grant. I think he gets it done.
Yeah, I agree. I like Grant here, and similar to what I meant to say for Santos, I said it on Falcao. He's been gone for 2 years. He's a shoot the pucks guy. We kind of know how they fight, right? They come forward, they get hit, they go to the ground, and they look to grapple. Um, can be chinny. Grant, though, man, he has that versatile striking. He looked good, man, and he's very good on the feet, right? He mixes in hooks, uppercuts, spinning attacks. He's resilient. He's never been knocked out in his career, and are you going to bank on the fact that Santos can possibly knock him out? I don't think so.
Because I think the one thing that's going to, play a factor is like his volume. If I
The
could,
volume, and I think the volume and the reach, he's going to be able to keep him at bay. And, his takedown defense is pretty good. It's at 61%. So do you think Santos is going to look to try to bring this fight to the ground to work? It's going to be difficult, right? He's going to keep the fight standing. And I think he's going to just, like you said, it's going to be the volume and the output. Similar to Reese McKee. I think it's going to be like similar to the Reese McKee fight. He's going to just out-volume him and outwork him and pull away with the decision here.
Yeah, for our sake, let's hope that they become a little bit more plus money goes into Grant and McKee. Like I said, you said it the best. I just like this guy's like Muay Thai too. It looked fascinating against Ramon. Is it Ramon Tavares?
Yeah, Ramon Tavares.
And the main thing, all of this is like going into that fight. Ramon, I think, clipped him, but Ramon was just boxing. Like he was just there to box, and
what was the difference in that fight was the kicks. Remember, we had mentioned the kicks was the key to that fight because he was chopping them down, man, with those kicks.
We'll see that at 2. We'll see. Even he looked good. I'm going with Grant. Like, let's see. Yeah.
No, we're both going with Grant. I like him here. This card has a lot of like surprising good dogs.
That's great.
Yeah. Next up. Well, so we are both going with Davey Grant to pull out the victory up against Daniel Santos, who's been out for 2 years. Next up, we have Osbourne taking on Luis Gurule. Osbourne is 12-8 and is 1-5 in their last 5 bouts, last losing to Ronaldo Rodriguez via unanimous decision, where a lot of people feel like he got robbed, man. You think he got robbed in the spear? Now that you think about it in hindsight, after seeing Ronaldo Rodriguez?
Lazy boy. I mean, fuck. They just lazy boy as it wasn't.
You know what I think about lazy boy, bro? I think it's he's young. I think his maturity is not there yet. I think he's in the mindset of making money, being popular, and he's not really
2 million subscribers got into that man's head, eh?
Yeah, he's not, and especially like after the fight, right? He's like, "Why are you guys worried? We don't care. We want, like, what are we doing, bro? You missed weight." Like he missed weight. And then on Instagram, he posted like supplements, like, "Oh, these supplements keep me like healthy." Like, bro, you missed weight. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you taking these this protein powder? That's what he was promoting, protein powder. And if you read the comments, there was like, if you read the comments, everybody was saying, "Bro, you took too much protein powder, bro. You missed weight." So it's kind of like, I think his mindset's not there. But anyways, this is not about Ronaldo Rodriguez. This is about Osbourne, who is on a 4-fight losing streak. He's 1-5. I mean, in his last 5 bouts, and Gurule is 10-0. He's 5-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last beating Nick Piccinini via split decision. Osbourne, he's lost 3 fights in a row, and the thing that's been his demise, in my opinion, is his takedown defense. Right, he's not good on the grappling, and we saw that in the last fight with Ronaldo Rodriguez. He has that southpaw stance. He has good striking. He has nice power. He utilizes his length and his reach well. And you look on the side of Luis. Luis is making his debut. He has nice footwork. He pushes the pace. He can strike, but he can also mix in the grappling with his strikes and has good cardio. So I don't see him getting tired. We could see your screen, by the way, if you're going to do something.
No. I'm order. I'm looking.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think the difference here, it's going to be straightforward, is the wrestling. I think Luis's forward pressure and his ability to mix in the grappling, find entry points with his striking, set up the combinations to level change, is going to be the difference here. I think he's going to get it done. I got Luis winning here, just because of Ode Osbourne's poor takedown defense, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because you look at that's what I have to kind of check. I mean, this is an interesting one, man. Like at a plus, plus 115, 2-1 dog. The range is there, though. That's the thing about it. Like the range and the power of. I'm gonna go with Ode. I'll say this: like, I don't. Luis fought a tough, undefeated fighter in his last bout against Nikki. I just think Ode gets it done. Ode will snipe him. I think the one thing you got to give this guy is power, is length. I think he's probably realized, like, look, I probably have a round, or I need to get my striking better.
Mm-hmm.
It's undeniable, like KO power this guy possesses. It's just bad, like losses, like Philo, and all of them have one thing in common, like you said, against Nam. Nam is different. Tyson Nam has like blitz power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Osbourne. I don't feel that it's a low for me. Like, it's not as confident. I think he gets it done.
Cool. You're gonna go with Ode Osbourne. I'm gonna go with Gurule. I mean, and I don't blame you. It's his UFC debut, right? We kind of see how those go. Next up, we have a middleweight bout. We have Taurus Finney taking on Robert Valentin. Finney is finally making his UFC debut. Valentin is 3-5 in their last 5 bouts, last losing to Ryan Loder via KO. I think I had chose him in that fight, and he lost in the Ultimate Fighter finale, I believe it is. Finney is 10-0 and is 5-5 in their last 5 bouts, last beating Abdullah Rami via KO. He's had to fight in the Contender Series 3 times. I think Dana White just kept denying him and kept telling him, "Hey, you got to do this, you got to do that." And then when he finally got his last victory, he made like a WWE style speech, if you remember, right? And I think it was all over the place.
Yeah. Something like The Rock. He mentioned.
Yeah, if you smell what Torres is cooking or something like that, I remember, right?
That, brother. Get your own gimmick, bro.
Yeah, so you look at Valentin. He likes to strike. He has good Muay Thai. He has the significant height advantage, I think, at 6 inches, and he has a 2-inch reach. And when you look at Finney, he's a small guy. He's kind of undersized for his division, but he's a forward pressure grappler, right? His wrestling, that's what he likes to do. He's explosive. He can secure takedowns. I think based on his Contender Series stats, he has 4.4 takedowns per 15 minutes with a 66% success rate. I think he's going to look to close the distance here, secure some takedowns, control him. Valentin has struggled with wrestlers in the past. If you look at his fights in the Ultimate Fighter, I think the only concern I have on the side of Taurus Finney is his cardio, right? How's he gonna look, 3 rounds? But I think he can get it done here, man. I think he's gonna be hungry. I think he's gonna get it done.
Yeah, and he did good. Like, he did. So technically you can kind of say, like, look, Finney faced a couple good guys, because let's think about it. He came back to the Contender Series, fought 3 guys that could potentially be in the UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got 1 submission, 1 knockout. The fight, and I saw this in the weekend, but I don't remember that much. How tired was he against Cam Ronson? Like, was he feeling it a lot, or
he was heavy breathing? He was breathing kind of heavy.
Okay. The question is Finney a welterweight, right? Because I think that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm gonna go with Finney. Don't get me wrong. I like Finney. I like his demeanor. I like how the community has championed him has championed him as a meme. Like Shamil Gizmet. Gaziev, similar. I don't think Robert could put a jab on him. I think if Robert comes in and starts to jab with the distance, right? We're talking about, that's 2-4. I'm gonna go with Finney. I don't think Robert Valentin is that guy.
Yeah, I think Finney gets it done here as well, man. I can see him either pulling out a decision or taking him down and hitting him with that ground and pound, for as explosive as he is, trying to get it out of there, trying to make a statement, right, in his debut. But we're both going with Torres Finney. Let's move on to the ever so popular Gerald Meerschaert taking on Brad Tavares. Meerschaert, GM3, we kind of know what he's about, right? He's 2-5 in his last 5 bouts, last losing to Rene De Ridder via submission, which we called, right? We gave you guys that prop bet. Tavares is 20-10-0. He's 1-5 in his last 5 bouts, last losing to Jung Young Park via split decision, where I don't know if he lost that fight. I think we were both on opposing ends here. Tavares should have won that fight, in my opinion.
No. He got rocked.
No, he didn't get rocked. He got the takedowns.
He got rocked multiple times.
No, he did not get rocked. For split decision, he got rocked on a split decision. What are we doing?
Yeah. There were a couple different.
I think this fight is pretty straightforward. I think Tavares, being a veteran in the UFC, having great takedown defense, I think he's not gonna allow Gerald to take the fight to the ground. He's not gonna follow him to the ground if he finds that shot. I think he's gonna be able to keep this standing. And if you look at the stats, right, the last time Tavares was submitted was in the Ultimate Fighter in 2010 to Court McKee. So he's been 15 years without being submitted. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I think he's gonna win a decision here, man. He's gonna keep the fight standing. He could get a knockout, second round, third round, but I think Tavares wins here.
I'm gonna go with Gerald. I just like the resurgence he's had. Like, if you ask me who has faced a tougher, who's had the tougher competition, I'm gonna side with Gerald. Gerald has been fed killers. Like, the other factor is as well, like, he was training when he was with Duke Roufus. He was a very different fighter. Duke Roufus is Anthony Pettis' camp, Milwaukee. Now he's with Kill Cliff. I think he's been in Kill Cliff. He's just been he's been a different fighter. Like, so he has improved on his striking as well. Tavares has, like you said, Tavares has good takedown defense. Just with age, come on, bro, you're not as good. There was a time where Tavares was stuffing everything. I honestly think, like, this is Gerald's fight to win and Tavares fights to lose. What the turtle did, what do they call it? Young Park something turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm dead. They call him something turtle. I gotta get the name. Yeah, bro. If you ask me,
Iron Turtle is what you're looking for.
Oh man, the Iron Turtle.
But you look at the okay. Let's break it down, right? Let's look at the last fight, like 2 fights. Gerald Meerschaert fought Edmund Shabazian. He was losing that fight. Edmund Shabazian dropped him, bro. Remember, he had him knocked out. Mm-hmm. All he had to do was let him stand up again and then finish the fight. But what did Edmund Shabazian do? What did he do? He got to the ground and got submitted. Rene De Ridder, significant size disadvantage in that fight. Rene De Ridder is similar to him in that, like, they both struggle against strikers. He took him down, got the triangle choke in the 3rd round. Brian Barberena beat him.
That was a fight, though. That was a close fight, though.
And you look at Brad Tavares. Let's look at Brad Tavares, right? Jung Young Park, lost via split decision. Gregory Rodriguez, you saw how that man was putting the brakes on Jared Cannonier in the first 2 rounds. Chris Weidman. I mean,
what are you gonna do?
Bruno Silva. Dricus Duplessis is the current champ. You're gonna tell me that this man hasn't fought tough competition as well?
Well, in his last outing, I'll tell you that last outing. And then the Chris Weidman fight. What are we doing here? Let's be honest. What are we doing?
Yeah, the Edmund Shabazian fight, you could say too. What are we doing here, man? He had that fight lost. He had that fight lost. Poor IQ from Edmund, in my opinion.
He's fought the last. Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I know what you're getting at, but I just like this level of killers is more impressive for me. The fact that he went on a split decision against Petrosky is actually very impressive to me. I'll be honest with you. I like Petrosky. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gerald. I think Gerald gets it done. They're both the same age, and like, let's see who looks better. I mean, the one thing that I'm afraid that could potentially happen, and this is why, if you told me Brad Tavares from 5 years ago, I would have said Tavares has always had a good cardio, but now it's he's getting a little bit older. So I think Gerald is able to test that out, get on a gritty fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to call it a TKO or a KO, but like Gerald might get something, bro. There's the dog about Gerald. There's
I don't know. I just like Brad's, his savvy. He's gonna be smart. He has the good takedown defense. And yeah, you could argue that Gerald's improving on his striking, but his last fight out, he was fighting against, Rene de Ridder, who's not known as a striker. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, right? So his striking looked good in that fight because both those guys aren't strikers. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Gerald pulls out like how he always does, right? He gets hurt, he finds a submission, he wins. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tavares here though, and you're gonna go with Gerald. So it's split.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up, we have Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Martin Buday. Kennedy, since moving up to heavyweight, has looked good, man. He last beat Lucas Dresky via KO. It's Lucas Dresky. I feel like a lot of the up-and-coming heavyweight fighters knock him out, right? Buday is 4-5 in his last 5 bouts. He last beat Andre Arlovsky via split decision. He barely got away with that fight. An old 40-year-old Andre Arlovsky. This is Kennedy Nzechukwu's third fight in heavyweight. He has the range. He's a powerhouse. He's primarily a striker who utilizes his distance well. He can control you in the pocket. He has good takedown defense. You look at the side of Buday, he has good striking, decent striking, some power behind the shots. However, he does tend to get hit. He does absorb a lot of strikes, and his grappling is decent. So if he's able to close the distance, move forward, somehow take down Nzechukwu, put him up against the cage, I mean, there is a path to victory here, but I just think Nzechukwu, man, at heavyweight, he looks good, man. I like him here. I think he's going to get it done.
Yeah, we're going to go with Kennedy. I think Kennedy is prime for a parlay with someone else like Brito, Kennedy. You could even add to the list. What do you call it? Barbosa. I think that's a very good parlay. Even
I wouldn't add Brito. I think I don't know. I think that can be surprising. The Brito one, that could be surprising.
Yeah, but we're going with Kennedy.
Yeah, I think Kennedy gets it done here, man. I like him here. I think the heavyweight division is really, really struggling with talent, right? Like up in the top 10. So yeah, I think Kennedy needs to make his way up there, man.
Wasn't he a top 15 though? I'm pretty positive he was. No,
Kennedy, since he moved up, I don't know what the rankings are right now in heavyweight. Okay. Pull him up. Let's see.
Yeah, let me. Or I can remember when he beat the champ Barnett. Let me see. Fake boys.
Didn't Kennedy beat
15? No, he's 15.
He's 15 now. Yeah, so he needs to get into the top 10.
Yeah, he's 15.
Damn, I forgot that Lucas Dresky fight. That was that was so quick. It was like in the first 10 seconds, huh?
You know what's interesting, and this is, I know it's not related, but they just gave Talis and Texera the main event fight with Derek Lewis. By the way,
I saw that. That's rumored. I don't know if it's official yet, but confirmed. I saw that it's rumored.
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh shit! Let me see. It's cool. Yeah, it's Talis and Texera, man. GG's to Derek Lewis.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to go with Kennedy. I think Kennedy was struggling cutting weight. Kennedy's like a big boy. He was cutting 40 pounds. He has a good length, though. He has John Jones type length. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah,
the issue is the athleticism isn't fully there. But
I didn't like what I saw from Martin in his last fight with Arlovsky. I think Kennedy puts him away here.
Well, you talked about it best. It's like Arlovsky should have been out, and the fact that you went to a split decision with that man. Arlovsky is grit, but brother, at 40 something years old, what are we doing? No, respectfully.
Let's move on. We have 3 fights here. We have some bantamweights going at it. We have Cortavious Romious taking on Chang Ho Lee. Romious, he last lost his UFC debut to Gaston Bolanos via unanimous decision, where the differentiating factor and the key to his loss there was the leg kicks by Bolanos. He just outworked him, right? He threw with more volume. He was the better striker, and his takedown defense was it held up really well. The thing I like about Romious is he has good takedowns. His striking's okay, and he has underrated power. He likes to work when he takes you down to the ground, and if he's unsuccessful, he'll just continuously pursue that takedown. Right? I think he shoots for about I want to say like 4 to 5 takedowns.
Yeah.
Fight, so he's pretty good in that regard. But he's going up against somebody who's very similar in Chang Ho Lee. He's a road to UFC guy. He likes to grapple. He throws with volume. His striking is okay, but I think this fight's going to be on. We're going to see some nice scrambles. It's going to be a good fight. This is one of those fights where I think he can go either way, but I think Cortavius, having that UFC debut, already like dealt with. I think his jitters and his nerves are going to be gone. I think he's going to come out and he's going to work and he's going to have fun, man. He's going to get it done. I like Cortavius here as a dog.
Are you not entertained? We're going to have to go with are you not entertained? And and we know like the reality is, and I don't remember, was this an Ultimate Fighter finale or like a road to the UFC?
Who for Chang Ho?
Yeah,
it's a road to UFC guy.
Yeah, some, and that's what I'm saying. Like contenders, sometimes I'm gonna go with Romious off the bat. I think he's hit a plus 135. He had it's a good bet, good money line bet. I'll say that right now. He's just a shorter fighter, but like again in that division, wrestling, striking, scrambles.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun fight, man. I actually like this fight a lot. I think it's gonna be very entertaining. We're gonna see some nice scrambles on the ground. Some nice takedowns from both of them. It's going to be very high output, right? So I'm going to go with Cortavius, though. I think he's going to come in ready, man. I think he got that UFC debut out the way. He took that loss, and he's going to come out. Going to get the W.
I think he takes it. He takes it. Same.
Next up, we have our men's co-main event. We have Joe Anderson Brito taking on Pat Sabatini. Ooh. This fight, man. Brito is 17-4-0 and is 4-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last losing to William Gomes via split decision, where Gomes was able to, suppress his aggressiveness, right? Kind of slow him down a bit. Brito is an aggressive fighter. He likes to come out, knock your head off, or submit you. He's going up against Pat Sabatini, who's 19-5-0 and is 3-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last beating Jonathan Pierce via submission. The thing I like about Pat Sabatini is after he suffered that KO loss to Diego Lopez, and I think you talked about it, you brought it up, is that he saw the psychiatrist, he saw the therapist, right? The fight therapist, and he came back with a better mindset. He even talked about it openly, right? Like he cleared his mindset. He came from that a lot better, and he got the job done against Jonathan Pierce. He has that Pennsylvania, like in the United States, Pennsylvania is like the creme de la creme when it comes to grappling. He has that background. He has the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. His striking isn't on par with Brito's, but it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting, this fight. Like, are you on the side that Brito's just going to go out there and knock him out right away? Or are you on the side that this fight's going to, are they going to toy with each other? Right? Is Pat Sabatini going to survive, take him down, find the back, get a choke? I mean, I won't be surprised with either outcome. I think, though, Brito has more paths to victory, whereas Sabatini, like, if it goes to the ground, he's going to have the significant advantage, right? But it's going to have to go to the ground.
Yeah, but even if you look at what the common opponent, right? Like, I had Pierce. I thought Pierce was going to take Sabatini off, and that was just based on his last performance. And let's be honest with you, Sabatini has been a little bit inconsistent. But he's in the UFC. Brito is aggressive. To be fair with you, like that, even that Gomes fight, that was a close fight. Like, that was a very close fight against the guy he fought last. Gomes is a durable fighter. Length. I remember he came as the heavy favorite, like a minus 450, 400. Like I said, I like Brito at a parlay. I do like Brito. I think Brito gets it done. His aggressiveness. He's going to come very well prepared. Does he take him down? I mean, there's a possibility, but I think he stuffs it, gets it back up. I don't think you can hold that guy. Hold that guy down. Brito shows the durability.
Yeah, he has a 2-inch reach advantage, the same height. It's going to be an interesting fight, man. I think Brito, I'm going to go with Brito as well. I'm probably not going to parlay him. I might do a prop bet that this fight either goes over the 1.5. I got to look for something with somewhat of value, right? Because I think I posted it on X the other day. It's interesting, right? They don't have the fight going to the distance, but they don't have it being under a round. Does that make sense? Like it
So
was weird those odds. Like when I
what do you think about then the knockout? Because like the one thing we're seeing across the board, Damon Jackson knocked him out.
mm-hmm.
Diego Lopez, but Diego Lopez is Diego Lopez. Now we know, right? Knocked him out.
Yeah.
And we could debate that Brito and Diego Lopez share, like a certain knockout power and violence. So who knows? Let's see.
Don't compare the champ to Brito, man. What are you
That's
doing?
crazy.
Don't compare the UFC, the future UFC featherweight champ to Brito, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Don't worry about it, brother.
What are we doing? We got. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Joe Anderson Brito too, but I'm gonna say this: I'm not gonna be surprised if some crazy shit happens because this is a crazy year, man, where dogs have pulled out some crazy shit. So
I'll say, respectfully, can I say this?
Yeah.
If Brito gets the win, I think this is the most. I don't being respectful. This is the biggest upset of the card in my eyes, to be honest with you.
If Brito gets a win, that's an upset.
If Sabatini gets the upset on Brito, I think it's bad. I think it's like the biggest upset.
That's what I'm saying. I think it could be, it could be a trap though too, man. Everyone, I get a little worried when everybody's saying that it's gonna be a knockout. Usually when that happens, it's the opposite happens. So that's my only worry a little bit because everybody's counting it. I mean, look at the statistics on Tapology. I think only like 4%, 10% have Sabatini winning, where everybody's banking on that KO, man.
But sometimes, what was the fight the other day? The other time that they had this man winning? Was the last fight? Yeah, it was the first fight. It was one of the first.
It was Emmers and Miranda. It could be like that too, where Emmers, everyone's banking that Emmers is gonna get the KO, and then when Miranda shot that takedown, everybody was like,
Okay, no, it wasn't that one. It was
Which one was it?
It was the one 2 weeks ago where you got in the corner Topuria, you got Hamza.
Gutelaze against Fernandez.
Listen, that man put a lot of people out of business, bro. That man put a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever there's someone like that on a card, it kind of makes me a little like, but it can. Like I said, I'm not gonna be surprised either way. I'm not gonna be surprised if he gets the knockout. Cool. If he gets submitted, I'm not surprised because Pat Sabatini is that good, man, on the ground. All right. Yeah. Next up, we have our main event. We have Josh Emmett taking on Lerone Murphy in a 5-round bout in the featherweight division. Emmett is 19-4-0 and is 3-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last beating Bryce Mitchell via KO. Murphy is 15-0-1 and is 5-5 in their last 5 bouts. Last beating Dan Ige via unanimous decision. Now, Emmett, we know Emmett is at 40 years old. 40-year-old Emmett. He has power behind his strikes. He has that nice counter right. He does have the wrestling and the grappling, but he doesn't necessarily use it all the time. He prefers to strike. When you look on the side of Murphy, he's a solid striker who throws nice combinations. He has good footwork, moves laterally. He can scramble on the ground and bring the fight up, back up to its feet or to the ground if he wants. I know a lot of people have questions surrounding his chin because Dan Ige was able to drop him in that fight, but he was able to recover fairly well. I think he understands the power that Emmett has, and he understands that, okay, Dan Ige dropped me. He's not gonna put himself in that position. The stakes are a lot higher, and this is a main event, right? The stakes are a lot higher here, and I think he's gonna grind out a decision here, man. I see Lerone Murphy winning via decision just by outworking him, moving him, having the speed. If you're on the side of Emmett, I get it. He has the power. You're probably banking on the fact that he's gonna catch him with the power shot and knock him out. But I don't know. I just see Murphy being more careful and utilizing his footwork and his speed to kind of grind out a decision here. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad if you want to be a degen and bet the
I'm not
KO.
being a degen, bro.
That's being a degen. Listen, brother.
We're going Emmett, bro.
30% of people on Tapology agree with you. So listen, you're not by yourself. There's this 30% of degenerates.
You know what, brother? Let me tell you something. When remember a year ago when Mitchell was supposed to fight somebody else, and Mitchell's opponent pulls out, and all of a sudden Emmett comes in, and Emmett comes at a plus 215, and I'm like, you know what? there's something in the water. And you were like, nah, man, there's no way, brother. He hit that man so hard, like he got him talking about Hitler, brother. Like, whew, and but I'll say this. The thing is, Emmett doesn't wrestle, but he comes from a wrestling background. And if you ask me, Lerone had a good fight against Barbosa, but Barbosa is not known as a grappler. Let's be honest with you, right? And the thing is, if this was a fight 5 years ago, Barbosa wins. Like Barbosa has it. And to say that Murphy hasn't been tested, I think the Barbosa fight was a main event, if I'm not mistaken. It was a main event. It was a 5-round fight. Dan Ige is a good fight, but Dan Ige, I'm gonna go with Emmett, man. I think he could catch him. I also think like he's come prepared. He understands that he needs to have everything, man. He needs to out grapple him. I like the power. The power of Emmett is there. Maybe Leron could surprise us. Maybe he could put down the 40-year-old man. We'll see, but it's just, yeah, bro. He fought Topuria, you know.
So did Jai Herbert. I just want to put that out there.
Jai Herbert. Well, hey, be nice.
Hey, I'm
like,
just saying. So did Jai Herbert. So did Jai Herbert. Everyone's saying Jai Herbert. He fought Topuria. He hit him with the kick. All right, but did he win though? Did he win?
I didn't win, but isn't it crazy how the greatest accomplishment of Jai Herbert is that
he's losing?
He almost knocked out. Yeah, he almost knocked out Topuria, which is insane to me. It's like, guys, like, don't. Famio wouldn't say that shit.
I remember when we were talking, like before recording, you're like, "Hey, but that kick," I was like, "Yo, brother, don't do that." I was like, don't do that.
Oh, and we went who? Who did we go for?
We went for Taco. Yeah,
we went for Taco. Taco is just, and bro, Taco surprised us. Like Taco, like, because we see this is like, I'm gonna be technical. I'm gonna think. Bro paid it correctly. Got cut though. That was a deep cut. But going back to Emmett, I like his demeanor, man. I just think these alpha male guys are like, this is the star alpha male right now. And
all right,
man,
so
it's hard, bro.
You're gonna go with Emmett. You're gonna bank on the fact that he's gonna find that counter, knock out Lerone Murphy. I'm gonna go with the side of youth. I'm gonna think he's gonna dance around him. He's gonna throw with volume, output. Pull out a decision win. Do you think this fight goes? Oh, you're banking on the knockout. So you're gonna say, are you gonna bet on the knockout, or are you gonna bet the money line?
What's the knockout? I know the knockout's probably plus 500. I think.
Really?
Let me see. Yeah, plus 435. TKO or submission, but if I just bet the knockout, it's plus 500. That's crazy. Wins, but Josh Emmett wins by decision, technical decision, plus 650. Holy shit. They doing my guy dirty over here. I just like Emmett.
You know what would be a good bet if you have it on Bulldogs? Would do the decision no action. So you could put, you know what a decision no action is? So you can bet that Josh Emmett wins inside the distance, but if it goes to a decision and he loses, you get all your money back.
Interesting.
Yeah. They have that on my on the sports books here.
So they probably just shave off a little bit of money. They just
shave off a little bit of money if you're comfortable in the fact that he's gonna knock him out, go for it. If it goes to a decision, then get your money back.
Yeah, that's a good prop bet. I use Bulldog. Bulldog is still.
Let me see if that's available here. Let me see.
Archaic with that.
It's kind of funny because doing this for how long we've done it. It's funny how certain fights they give you certain odds. Like they don't always give you points. They don't always give you, like, for the Mexico card, they didn't give me knockouts. They give me inside the distance because they know the altitude, right? Like people can either get submitted or they can get finished. So they're fucking very tricky, man.
Yeah, that Mexico, was it last weekend? Was Mexico?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. It was Mexico.
That was a real fight. Like I went into that fight so weirded out, just because when you add like high elevation, even fighters that are good, they tend to struggle sometimes. This is not always. Yeah, man. Like Mexico is always like it's like when Kane fought Verdun,
So
and
look, the decision no bet is plus 110 for Emmett.
Damn.
Plus 110. So
That's actually a good bet.
yeah, I mean, if you're confident that he's gonna do what you think he's gonna do, then yeah, fuck it,
yeah.
why not?
But then why am I
Put your
gonna?
money where your mouth is, brother.
Well, plus 500 right here, bro. I think he. Okay, let me ask you a question. Who has better stand up, Murphy or Emmett?
I think Emmett has more power, but I think in terms of striking
Murphy, right?
technique, Murphy, yeah, he's
So,
faster. I think his movement's a lot better. I honestly think that he knows the power that Emmett has. He's gonna work on this strike. He's not gonna allow what happened with Iga to happen here, man. Because my man's talking about after this fight, I'm gonna, ask for a top 5 or a championship, right? Title
top five.
fight.
He's not gonna win a championship. Like
Top fight, yeah.
that whole division. Well, no, not Taporia left. The thing is, Taporia unclogged the division. It would have been nice if they just told Volkanovski, bro. Sorry, not Volkanovski. Yeah, Volkanovski. Champ, listen, we appreciate the favor you done, but the champion just knocked you down, and you've been knocked down by the top pound for pound champion.
Mm-hmm.
Go fight Diego, or go fight fucking what's the Russian cat?
Masvar,
right? Masvar is struggling, bro. These cats these cats need to get better at promoting, bro. Like my boy the Dominican, bro. Like, bro.
Yeah, hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie, your boy. We're talking about Salsa Boy, Cortez, right? What's his name?
Cortez, yeah, salsa boy,
Yeah,
salsa
that's
boy.
Salsa Boy Cortez Acosta. He cracks me up on X, man. Every post, Dana, please, UFC, please give me Derek Lewis. I'm ready.
Bro.
So,
But if I was listen, bro, like that's why, like I'm trying to get the interview with him because
yeah. We've been talking to him, so it's good.
I want to tell him, brother, listen, you know what you got to do, brother? Go to a Popeyes.
He responded. He responded, right? Did you see that message?
Yeah. I'm gonna speak with him, but brother, what I would do, bro, is I would go to a Popeyes, bro, and I would order like a bucket of chicken. I start eating it and said, "Where's Derek Lewis?" Start eating that chicken.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that flies in 2025, bro. That could be racially motivated, bro. I don't know if that flies, bro. That could be racially motivated, bro. He might get canceled, bro.
I don't think Lewis gets a little motivated. Says, "Man,
yeah, no, I get you.
Man, you can't do that." And then. But I think he gets Thai next. Yeah, but we'll talk about that.
But anyway, yeah. So back to this fight. I think I saw on X that Emmett said at the presser, oh, I'm a plus 215 or 250, whatever he is right now. Huh. Bet the house on me, boys. He said, bet the house on me, boys. I love being a plus 250. So his confidence is there, man. So I think we're in for a good fight. I'm gonna go with Lerone Murphy. You're gonna go with Josh Emmett. I'm not mad at it. As always, my guy sticks to people close to his age. He likes the old cats. He likes the 40 year. Just kidding, man. I'm joking.
I'm gonna be 100. They're both at around my age because if
let me look at them, bro.
I'm 37,
I'm not
bro.
Young either. So
no. I'm
how old is Murphy?
If you round that shit down 3 years,
yeah,
I'm Lee. But if you round it up, I'm Emmett. So I'm the
Emmett's 33 years young, huh? So it's gonna be interesting, man. We'll see what happens. But there you have it. That's our full card breakdown. Before we leave, I wanted to ask your opinions on some news that broke yesterday. We got announced 3 fights. Jeff Neal is out of his bout with Carlos Prates. That fight was scrapped from the UFC 314 card. It gets the main event slot at UFC Kansas City, where Jamal Hill pulled out due to a leg injury. So Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill are no longer a go. We now have Carlos Prates taking on number 7 and Ian Machado Gary in a 5-round main event in Kansas City. We also got announced Merab Dvalishvili up against Sean O'Malley 2 for UFC 316, I believe. Is it 16 or 17?
I have no clue. I think
it's 316 if I'm not mistaken. And then we have Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison announced as well. What do you think about the news? Are you excited? I personally think that Peter Yan should have got a title shot. I don't know why they're giving it to O'Malley again.
Well, we knew it was going to happen, though. We knew.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think the draw is there as much as we think, right? As much as we think, I don't think the draw is there. I don't think a lot of people want to see that fight. He should have had fight like with another contender, right? Like a top 3 opponent. He should have fought one of them, beat him, and then get back into title contention. But yeah,
But he's been like let's go through Sean first.
yeah,
Like people got upset, bro. Bro, we just tweet, bro. Sometimes we tweet, bro. People don't. So why is Sean a draw? What was it? Why is Sean? Why is he a draw? He doesn't make money. Like no, but you got to also understand that from the perspective of the UFC, Sean is not good for. Sean will never be what John Jones is, or maybe he will. He just has to go on his fucking win streak again. But Sean drives a lot of impressions. Sean gets a lot of eyes. That doesn't equate to pay-per-view buys, right? And I think that's where when I'm like it's Red Panty night, it's who's the top dog of that division? It's O'Malley.
It's Merab, the champ. It's the champ, bro. The champ is the top dog. What are you talking about?
He'll make more fans, though.
No, I get you. I don't think Sean O'Malley is close to John Jones. I think when we talked about this before, I think Dana White likes Sean O'Malley for the aspect that he's in tune with the streamers, with the influencers, and the skits and whatnot in America, right, in the United States. And I think that him as champion can help drive that influence in that sort of realm of media that is kind of untapped in MMA, right? Like we've seen it kind of as of late. We saw Islam Makhachev go on the Aiden Ross stream. We've seen Tracy Cortez go on Neons. Like we have seen some UFC fighters do it, but I think that Sean O'Malley kind of like spearheaded that. So
yeah,
him as a champ is good in that regard. But yeah, I don't know. I think Merab's gonna take it again. You have Sean talking about how he was injured in the first fight. He had a groin injury, the hip injury. I don't know. We'll see.
What you would have wanted? You would have wanted him and Nurmagomedov.
I would have wanted Peter Yan. I would have wanted Peter Yan to get another shot because he's looked good. I think he's earned it. He's fought Davison Figueiredo. He's fought who else did he beat? Yadong Song. I mean, he's on a 2-fight win streak, so why not?
If they're not careful, bro, what they'll do with Yan is like they'll put a co-main event against Yan versus Nurmagomedov and say, hey boys, listen, whoever wins this fight contends for the belt again. Like if they're not careful. Who's the other one? Prada versus Gary. That's a good fight.
Prates versus Gary. That's a good fight. You have, Prates has good Muay Thai, man. A lot of people just see him for knocking people out, but he has good Muay Thai, man. He has good Muay Thai. So it's going to be interesting to see how Gary approaches it. Is he going to turn into a wrestler?
Malboro, man. I'm just disappointed, bro, because like you're going to tell me, bro, if you're Carlos Prates' manager, bro, you ain't going to go to Marlboro and be like, look, this guy fucking smokes 4 packs a day. This guy.
He'll get it.
But I hope these like, bro, it's like good ball.
I think this is better for him because he went from what are the rankings right now? I think he went from fighting Jeff Neal, who's number what? What is he like? Is he in the top 10? Is he 10 or 11 or 8?
Jeff Neal is ranked right now at 10.
So he went from fighting the number 10 to now fighting the number 7. So he's inching in closer. So that's, I think this is a better fight for him, right? In terms of what he wants to do in the division and where he wants to go and get him up there for a title shot. I think it's good, man. I think it's a good fight. I'm excited for that. I like Carlos Prates. I like that camp. What's up?
Yeah, this is a good, entertaining fight. Has Prates done 5 rounds? No, he was supposed to have one when Neil Magny knocked him out, right?
He's had main events, but yeah, he knocks him out.
This is a good fight. Like, it's interesting because Shavkat being injured, it puts everything in a spiral. And it's just insane to think about, like, well, it's because Gary was fighting from 7. So even if he lost, he can't get 3. But
exactly.
But brother, Leon. Sorry, go ahead.
Leon's gonna drop down, bro. They're gonna give. I'm surprised they didn't give. I think Leon's gonna end up fighting. Who else is there, bro?
Buckley. Buckley might be next.
Nah, Buckley's in the top 5, bro. He's not gonna go backwards.
No. So fight Leon, like that. That might be because if Brady, okay. So Magdalena.
What they need to do is they need to get Usman out of the top 5. My boy's just holding up that spot, man.
He's camping, bro. That boy's
camping. He really, he probably knows that his knees are gone. He's like, yo, these young cats are crazy. I'm gonna try to camp here for as long as I can until they force me to fight.
There should be an activity, bro. It's like Kobe at 9. Burns at
Yeah.
8. That's the next fight. Colby versus Burns.
You got Morales too coming up. I think you know what I think they're gonna do if Morales beats Gilbert Burns. I think Leon Edwards is next for him because that's a good matchup for him. Striker versus striker.
Yeah, Edwards wasn't fully there, bro. And it's just like, how do you? Yeah, the question we didn't dissect it, but how do you get inspired, bro? You're in front of your hometown, bro. You're headlining a London card. People, bro, are excited to see you, bro, and you come in, bro. You don't care.
Yeah.
That was sad, bro, because I like Leon Edwards, especially when
Yeah, I
you
know.
when you do the headshot. You can't do a headshot and not perform.
Exactly. No, I like that. I like that welterweight division. I talked about it. I think a month ago. I said that it's probably one of the most stacked divisions in terms of like prospects and like that and the lightweight division. I would say, right? A lot of up and comers.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the old dogs there, like what is old, the 2016. Like Kobe was champion 2017 when he beat RDA, and RDA, like, bro, it's just insane how. And it's good for future bets, like to remind ourselves, like like for example, you had Brady, but my thinking is like, well, Edwards is still there, but if you look at who Edwards has fought, it's like Kobe. Yeah. We live and learn. Magdalena.
And then we have Pena. I think Pena's gonna get. I'm sorry to say this. I think she's gonna get destroyed by Kayla Harrison, man.
No, yeah, she's gonna get murked. She's gonna get murked.
She's gonna get murked. So we won't get too in depth in that one, but yeah, that's the news that was broken yesterday. I know it was on April Fool's. Everybody thought that it was a joke that we were gonna have Merab versus Sean O'Malley too, but it is what it is. That's the main event for.
That's a good fight.
It's in New Jersey.
It's just like, who's in bantamweight? Wait a minute before we wrap up. Who's in bantamweight for that? Like what? Peter Yan, Umar, Corey, Figueiredo, and Figueiredo's coming off a loss. Corey's coming off a loss. Like, you got Vera sitting at 7. Bro, give it to Rob Font next, bro.
That's funny. They need to do Rob Font and Cheeto or something, man.
Bro, it's interesting how like they're it feels like the UFC is declining a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it hasn't. I feel the cards are a little bit underperforming by the fans 2025 versus last year.
I think what we're seeing is we're having a lot of apex bouts, right? Early on in the year. Whereas, I mean, we've only had like what, 5 pay-per-views, right?
4.
So
3.
No, we've had a couple pay-per-views. We had 311, Australia,
and then Pereira. 3, yeah.
No, we had another one, didn't we? Well, we only had 3 pay-per-views this year. Yeah, we only had 3 pay-per-views. So I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the arenas and with like that Seattle card was really good, right? And that's because of the atmosphere and the audience and attendance. And London and Mexico, the crowd didn't seem as lively as we're kind of used to, but I think it's there, man. I think it's there. The matchups they've been having are good, and I think the talent is evolving in the UFC. I think we're seeing a different era of fighters, man. And like you said it right now in those divisions, a lot of those old school fighters from 10 years ago are starting to cycle out, man, unfortunately.
Yeah, crazy. Edwards.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there it is, man. We have our full card breakdown. Make sure you tap in. Make sure you show some love. Follow us on X at Combat Sport, guys. We will drop our bets. We will drop our picks, and we will drop this video for you guys to see. Make sure you show some love. Any parting words, my man?
Take her home, champ.
Love what you love. Do what you do. Peace.